Okay, so at first, the first question, only five. After 2 years under the influence of a global virus, you're on tour again. This is the Feeding the Family virus, music on an enlightenment of consciousness. What what did this period of retrenchment bring you?
It made me bond with my family. I spent, so to go on tour is very difficult now because my children are very used to seeing me at home. So it was very difficult to convince them that I'm starting to tour again. They didn't like it very much. Apart from that, I practicing,
I saw.
of course. But after that, I think it's been very difficult for everybody. Very difficult period for everybody, and for us as musicians as well, because I was on tour in November and the tour broke away
Yeah.
because of Omicron. So we lost a lot of money
Yeah.
with the airline. Everything has just been big hell. So hopefully, slowly we can start to recover again.
I hope so.
So legacy is at the center of your action, playing with your children, sharing the stage, and even album. So
Not
Uh,
sure, Maddie.
Maddie, yeah,
Maddie.
and certain church for personal harmony is seen from the outside, but for you, what deep meaning does it vibrate?
For me, family is everything. My family is the most important thing for me. And but I give my children the freedom to do what they want to do. Maddie wants to play music, so it is my duty as a father to provide him everything he needs. Because whatever they decide to do as children, life is going to be tough.
Yeah.
So the parent must do their best to make it as easy as possible. Knowing fully well the child will still encounter problems, but you must give them all the tools to be able to make it easy. So he wants to play music. I must make sure I can get him the best education possible and give him as much knowledge of mine I can and groom him properly, and then the rest he has to do on his own. So yes, legacy because of not just my father, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather. We have 7 generations of musicians in my family, and then because of the role, the political role the family plays as well. So it's a very conscious family. And so, but for me, at my age now, I try to spend as much time ensuring that all my children are given equal opportunity to be able to excel in life. So that's what I try to do as a father right now.
Oh.
All right.
You have been delivering a message of unity
Yes.
for some time. Yeah. Isn't that the real revolution attitude these days when voices from all over the world speak of self-recoil?
There will always be opposition in anything you do in your life. So if we remember from the time of this life, there is always good, there is bad, there is right, there is wrong. There's nothing we can. There is darkness, there is light. So maybe that's the way the life is supposed to be. I think the problem is maybe not a problem. Maybe you have to choose your side. I choose the side to fight for positivity. I believe in what I'm saying. I believe it's possible.
Yeah.
But if we give up, then what is the point of life? Then there should be violence everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can kill you for no reason right now.
Yeah.
So there's no justice. So we have to always fight for justice. We have to fight for love. We have to fight for unity. Or else negativity will completely overwhelm everybody. So maybe the rule of this world is about balance. Positive and negative. There has to be balance. And if one falls, maybe life will collapse. Maybe there's always going to be this battle.
Yeah.
So we know that if we don't fight for justice and all these things, before we know it, oppression will take over our lives, and then we cannot.
Sure.
But that is when you go back into history, you find there's always that battle,
Yeah.
always that battle of right and wrong. Somebody believing dictators or this. There's always that battle. So, as an artist, I choose to fight and preach about. I believe in love. I believe in togetherness. I believe in peace. I believe in justice. I believe in all these things I sing about.
Yeah.
Whether now, is it possible? That's a different topic entirely. I don't think it's a matter of is it possible. It is a matter of we must not stop fighting for it.
Yeah.
Because if they will stop fighting, then there's no point in having. Why do I have children? That means my daughter can be raped.
Yeah.
They can kidnap my children. They can kill my children. And so, if I want a safe life for my children, I must fight for those things and ensure those things are in my community or in my environment or wherever. So if I'm in France today, maybe one day my children will come here. And good people, some people hear my message, they like my music. It spreads joy. So my children will be able to come here in peace. There will be no racism. They might not combat racism, for instance. So we have to keep on fighting.
Yeah.
The fight will be after me. My children will fight this fight. Their children we all, I think, again, it's a fight that is everlasting. Because the day you stop fighting is the day there's no point in being alive, maybe. Because negativity will take over and
For
oppression will be there. There will be no justice. There will be no love. There will be. Then it's better to go back to prehistoric times.
For a question, your various participation with other artists are numerous. I Am, for example, last Yasuke album.
Yes.
On the panel of living or deaf artists, I am a fairy.
You are?
I am a fairy, and I give you the opportunity to go on stage with one of the artists, live or not, tonight. Which one?
Would you choose?
It would be impossible to choose.
No.
It,
So
will
many?
not, it is not a fair question because if I choose somebody, then somebody will think I don't like them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not a good question for me.
A panel of many. There is a.
You see, I keep a very open mind.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist that wants to do collaborations, but I don't close my mind because the way I started my music
Yeah.
was a fight. My life was because my father was huge. So when I started music, it was so many people were against me. The press in Nigeria were against me. It was a very tough beginning for me.
Yeah.
So it was how to succeed. So I wasn't thinking about awards. I wasn't thinking about collaborations. I was just thinking of how to prove myself as an artist, as a musician, not an artist, as a musician. So I was just working, touring. We toured several times without an album. It was so difficult. France gave me my opportunity.
Yeah.
It took years. I was on the road for like 10 years before I got my first major hit. And so it wasn't, I had to work with this artist to make a name. I did everything on my own. So it's like a plane. Now I'm gliding. I've not closed my mind. So when people say they want to work with me, I don't say no, except probably I'm busy. So I don't close my mind to collaborations, but it is not my goal in life to work with,
Yeah.
because that wasn't how my beginning wasn't about that.
Yeah.
My beginning was survival. How do I survive with such a big father as my father? And when I found a way to survive, it was how to stay alive.
For sure.
So again,
Step by
collaborations it wasn't the objective of my way of life. But then suddenly some people wanted to work with me, and it became interesting. Like Coldplay, I liked it. Rashid Taha, there's so many.
Nice.
So Rashid Taha caught me while I was in studio. He was on studio. Oh, come and play. Okay, yeah. So I keep an open mind. I don't say no to most of these collaborations. So I can't choose any particular artist I would love to work with. I've done. We went on tour with Red Hot Chili Pepper before.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Jane's Addiction before in America.
Yeah.
I've toured with so many people, opening for many people before. And so I just keep an open mind, because my life, like I said, was about survival. It was a big struggle. So I seize the opportunity when it comes. When Red Hot Chili Pepper says, come and open for us, I say, oh, that's a completely different audience.
Yeah.
They probably don't even know my music, or it would be difficult for them to like
Yeah.
it because they are hard rock people. So it was very interesting. We did about 9 shows with them.
Yeah, but there is
Wow.
funk between.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying it was an opportunity.
Yeah.
I take the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So after my Bang 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 Shocky Shocky album, I had the opportunity to work with Mos Def, Jaguar Ride, Come On.
Yeah.
This was an album that opened the doors for a lot of people, especially in Africa, for collaborations with American artists, because everybody now saw collaborations with the hip hop in America was very possible. Now it is rampant, as we see, but this was one of the first albums, if not the first album, to do a huge collaboration of that magnitude between an Afrobeat artist and hip hop in America.
Oh.
So I just seized the opportunity. It wasn't after I did that I wanted to do more of it. No, I continued my
Your way.
survival as an artist. I had to bring my album, so it was Africa for Africa, day by day, blah blah blah, and it's how I work.
All right. The last question.
Yes.
The revolution will be not televised. This is Guy Scott Aaron.
Yes, I like it called Herald. Yeah, this was the kind of music we used to listen to, weather reports, things like this.
Strong message for a community illuminating a vision of emancipation by themselves, carried by one of those who founded rap. In this hyper-connected world, you speak on your country and beyond their own Africa. Could it be the same? Or where does a variant exist, such as the revolution will not be on the web, but in your ability to follow your own African poetry?
I don't know how to put this. I think, from what I even understand, what Gil Scott Herold was talking about was, he wasn't saying it will not, he wasn't talking literally that the revolution will not be televised, that the revolution must be self-conscious.
Yeah.
Yes. So I could say the revolution has started a long time ago, because a lot of people are becoming very conscious about their consciousness.
Yeah.
There's a revolution going with the attitude of a lot of people. So I would even say, with people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba, my father, the revolution has been going on for a long time. The revolution started from slaves, Africans trying to fight for justice in America
Yeah.
or in Europe. You know, I was thinking the other day, when we watch films about the First World War, Second World War, not enough is not said to teach the African continent its participation in
Yeah.
those big movies. So when we see those big movies, it excludes Africa's
For sure.
millions of soldiers who died fighting in these wars.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about documentaries now. I'm talking movies.
Yeah.
So
movies.
when they are showing a big movie in the screen, there is no movie do I know of Africa's participation in the war. These are the kind of, but it is in the conscious of people like me,
Yeah.
because our conscience is awake and we see the injustice in the movie of this kind of caliber of movie. So yes, there's a revolution going on in me. There's a revolution in my children. I'm sure right now, you asking these questions, there's a revolution going on in your mind, because you will not be talking to me if you did not want to know some answers to some things probably bothering you, or to move forward for your viewers. So the revolution is already taking place, and the revolution is, I would say, huge.
Yeah.
Because look at sports. Look at France. All the Africans participating in sports for France, in England, in Germany, even in Italy. You now have black players playing for the Italian national team.
Sure.
This is part of the revolution. These are things you could not see at a point in time in our lives. I saw that it was not possible for black people to play for Germany or even Italy. And now, so all that is part of the revolution of change, revolution of unity, revolution of love, revolution of justice, of fighting, equality. But we still have a very long way to go, as we see. But it started a long time ago, and it's getting. There is more conscious. Let me say there is more consciousness on the way forward for this battle.
Yeah.
It probably was more difficult in the 30s, in the 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, but now it's with the internet and everything. There is more exposure to information. The best way forward to fight for equality and unity and global peace, maybe. I think there's more insight of how to go about it. So if I'm playing in a venue like this today, it's part of the consciousness, it's part of the revolution.
Of course.
If I can still tour France in 2022, means something is changing. It's not like the doors are being closed. So more doors are opening.
Yeah.
More French people are open to African music. More French people are still concerned with, they still hear the name Kuti and they still love it. It's not like something has blocked it. No. So the revolution is still there, the consciousness is still there, and we are all still working towards global unity.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just one present for you. This morning I was thinking on your music, and this is for you. You can read it, keep it.
I'll take care of my music. I need my glasses to read this.
It's only the African young.
Is it in
People.
English?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's for you. It's a
When
present.
I read it when I get
Yeah.
to
Alright.
my, because I need my,
Your
I'm
glasses.
getting quite
Yeah.
old now.
Just one thing, if I can ask you, I would like to a signature on this.
Yes.
Just explain for what. Since I was 5 years old, I was a little kid, really active, and my parents bought me a drums.
Ah.
I broke it in 5 days. They were really happy because the music stopped in the house. But many years after, when I was a teenager, I was a drummer and there is one of my idol was Tony Allen.
Yes. But you know Tony Allen did not do the Afrobeat. I hope you know that.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
that he did not do the Afrobeat.
yeah. But he was one of my,
Yes. Because in France especially,
Mhm.
they get the information correct.
Yeah.
Fela employed Tony Allen to play
the
the
Afrobeat.
beat.
Yeah.
So he was a good drummer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But now people try to change that it was
His
him.
fault.
It was his beat. It was
Yeah.
never
Oh.
his beat.
No.
No, it was never his
That's
beat.
not nice.
So, and when I hear, especially in French, in France, when they say it, I get very, I used to get upset, but now I'm just indifferent. Because the journalist who said it said, a British man said, Fela said, without Tony Allen, there's no Afrobeat. So I called him. I said, when did Fela say it? He said, Fela said it a long time. I said, you interviewed Fela? I said, yes. I said, where is the article? He said, he can't find it. I said, if Fela had said this, one of us will have seen the article, one of us will have read it. It will have been a big story in those days. Fela would never say that. And it was never Fela and Tony Allen. It was Fela and Africa 70, Fela and Kula Lobitos, Fela and Egypt 80,
Mhm.
never Fela and Tony Allen. And if that was the case, why did Tony Allen never challenge Fela when Fela was alive? This is my beat.
Yeah.
Because it was not his beat.
No.
Because Fela will say, Tony Allen play tutu, pa 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 tutu, pa pa pa. Fela will tell. Fela told everybody. Fela, you couldn't. One thing you could not interrupt was Fela's music.
Really?
Who? When Fela assembles his band, you make a mistake, you are in big trouble. Before I joined, I saw all this. We saw it. Then I joined his band. The discipline. I mean, he would get so angry. You know, the artists were not even allowed freedom to play anything else that he told them to play. You had to, was very strict. The only time you could do anything different was when you were given opportunity to take a solo. Like Tunde Williams or Igo Chico, who will take a sax solo, blah blah, a guitarist solo. But Fela says play doom 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 doom. Are you doom 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 doom? Are you mad?
Yeah, did all.
Like Frank Zappa.
What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. With love.
Oh, nice.
Ben. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank
Ben.
you.
Take care.
I
So-
didn't have the occasion to introduce myself.
Yes,
but
I was wondering.
I was the translator originally, but he didn't need my help, so I guess it's not fine.